Alright, Byron Horton here with David Ebright. We're going to break down some stands we've used probably a half a dozen to a dozen times last fall. We wanted to give you all a fair review after doing a couple hunts in them. I personally have bought the XOP Vanish. Dave, what do you got?
I got the Lone Wolf Salt 2. I guess just comparing the basic finish of them, they're both cast. They both have the little grippies kind of built into the cast platform. Both finishes are pretty well. No real glare. This is more of like a painted finish on the XOP, kind of like a painted green, forest green, whereas the Lone Wolf is more just kind of kept as the cast gray color. And then another difference is they call it the I-beam on the XOP. This is actually cast compared to the Lone Wolf, which is just just tubing. Another thing, if you notice right off the bat, the Lone Wolf cables do seem noticeably thicker than the XOP's cables, but they're both a 350 pound maximum weight capacity, so there's no extra strength. I don't know why they're thicker, but they are noticeably thicker when you look at them. Maybe a little sense of security it might give you. But if you want to look at them side by side, we can show you when they're in the tree. But the cables on the XOP are offset a little bit back further than the Lone Wolf, which will give you a little bit more toe room. Once we hang them on the tree, we're assuming there's going to be a little bit more flex just because of that. The Lone Wolf should feel a little more sturdy. We're going to find out once we hang them on a tree and do a flex test. Alright, both stands have what they call a some form of bat wing on the back of them. This is what hooks onto the tree. The Lone Wolf, as you can see, has its 4 major points. That way you can, if the tree is not perfectly straight, you can, the trunk could be here connecting these 2 points. You could have it offset here, or you could have it offset here. So it basically has 3 opportunities to get that stand as straight and level as possible. The XOP has a little different system. They have a 6 points of contact potentially, and it is pretty much in a flat line. I think on a straight tree you might be a little more secure with more points of contact, but realistically only 2 points are probably ever going to be hitting the tree at any time. Alright, on the back side of the base of the stand, or the back side of the platform, as you can see, the Lone Wolf is noticeably larger than the counterpart in the XOP. The XOP, I think the Lone Wolf has the advantage here for sure as far as getting that good secure attachment to the tree.
Moving on in the review, let's talk about the seats. These are what you're going to spend some time on. They definitely have 2 different styles here. The Lone Wolf is more of a hard foam, not necessarily uncomfortable by any means, and it's actually the one I prefer. The XOP has a padded seat. It's very air-filled, very compressed. It's comfortable, but if I had to give the nod to sitting all day, I'm going to take the Lone Wolf, and it's a little bit more structure. Another advantage, or an interesting point to the XOP that you have with the seat, is the seat can be flipped up as leaning against the tree and disconnected. Pad can be flipped over, and when it's prime time and you just want to lean against it, you do have a nice little cushion.
Alright, so we got the XOP hung on the tree. As you can see here, the speed button is like an oval shape compared to the Lone Wolf, which is round, which we'll show in a minute. But we've actually found that the smaller one of the XOP is actually slightly more difficult because you have to kind of get it on there just perfect, whereas the round speed button on the Lone Wolf is a lot larger, and it's just, you can securely get it on there quickly. Is the leveling system that it has. You just get the pressure off of it. You would do this as before you obviously get into the tree, and you just loosen this up quickly, and you can slide it into its different slots, and that will to level it out quite a bit here. Definitely is a must, I think, some form of leveling system in a tree stand, and both of these stands have basically the exact same leveling system, which I've used a couple different, and I do like this leveling system compared to some of the others. Flex test and stuff, I'm going to do it because I'm fatter. So we're going to see if we can't make this thing make a little bit of noise by wiggling around. Not hearing anything. Definitely a quiet stand. Everybody knows the infamous, you're sitting down, your pressure is off of the stand, off of the platform, and then here comes deer and you go to stand up and hear the infamous creak. So we're going to try that. Nothing. So if you want to maybe try to get even with the platform, and we can try to see how much it flex, and we'll compare it. So here's with the XOP, one of the advantages we noted earlier is that you have a little bit more toe room, a little less cable interference. But we thought it might hurt with some flex. Now I'm about 240 pounds, so 350 max. You can see it is flexing a little bit, but it's nothing that I wouldn't feel secure in. Seat leveler is the exact same on both stands. So you have it here. If you can, as you can see, you just screw this in or out, and you know, just where it hits the frame here. Like we mentioned, we feel that the speed button on the Lone Wolves is easier to use. So
just because it's round really helps.
Yeah, not using the easy hang. It's just, it
grabs the strap easier.
Yeah, it's just so much.
It's like a molded plastic, kind of like the plastic you find on like a Glock handgun.
Yeah, polymer or something.
Yeah.
I think. I'm not sure exactly. Don't quote me on that.
We're not scientists.
So, I do definitely feel the cables a little bit more on the back, on like the back of my feet, like on my Achilles area, and on my ankles, because they're further out. They're definitely going to have a little bit more interference on your legs. It's almost like a secure feeling though. You know, you kind of like use them to kind of judge yourself in a stand. I feel like if I was 20 feet up in a tree, I would kind of like the security of feeling my cable. We can do the flex test and noise test. So I'm on the end of it here. Like I said, I'm 240 pounds, 6 foot. It has a roughly, I would say, comparable amount of flex to the XOP, probably almost exactly the same.
Not making a peep.
No noise. The exact same leveling system as was on the XOP. Both work great. Like the system a lot. Here's the seat. Like I said, same exact way to level the seat by just screwing this in or out. Yeah, I mean, no noise. We'll do the infamous, oh, here comes deer, let me stand up. I mean, no noise at all. Like we mentioned, this seat is a lot thinner, but it is a more high density foam, and it's, in our opinions, is a lot better to sit on. Wide bracket of the Lone Wolf is great for getting good grip onto the tree, but I think it makes it harder to do the cam lock. As you can see, we kind of tore up a little bit of the bark on it and whatnot. All right, so overall, both really great stands. Both stands we'd recommend anybody to use, especially for what we do, where we pack in and out. Every hunt we go in on, we pack in our stand and sticks on our back, and we pack them out that same day. Advantages that we had over one over the other. Lone Wolf seat, we favored it over the XOP seat. Looks thicker, not as comfy. We gave a little bit of the boot room to the XOP. Little small advantage there. Both come with junk book bag straps. That's a disadvantage for both. You will need to upgrade those. I think we gave a small advantage to the Batwing on Lone Wolf. Very small advantage. Have not seen any disadvantages of the XOP. This is mainly by looks. We think that this will work better.
Yeah.
Overall, it really came down for price at the end of the day. We felt both stands were so compatible. I don't know if I would really pay the extra couple dollars to get the Lone Wolf when I've got the XOP ready to go for sometimes $75 to $100 less. That can almost get you some sticks, you know, if you're looking to get into the game.
One other point, Lone Wolf is made in America. XOP is not. One last thing I forgot to mention, we do have experience hunting out of running gun setups and using the Hawk stand, was the Hawk Helium.
Hawk Helium.
The Millennium.
In our opinion,
Yeah.
the Hawk Helium is probably one of the worst running gun sets.
Yeah.
No adjustability on the platform, hard to hang.
And also a Muddy, which you've used.
Yeah, not necessarily the best, but not the worst.
And then the Millennium M7 Ultralight, which is not a bad stand. Decent price point.
Light.
Very lightweight, 8.5 pounds. So you get a couple pounds saved out your pack with the Millennium.
But what about being a bigger guy, taller guy like ourselves?
The platform on the Millennium is noticeably shorter in the toe space. Out of a lot of the running gun setups out there on the market, we've tried a lot of them, and these two are by far the best, hands down. And they are very identical stands. You cannot go wrong with either one of them. We tried to give you a breakdown of some of the slight advantages and disadvantages of the two, but it is so slim in margin.
Close.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yep.
Check us out next time on the Whitetail Experience for more product reviews, run and gun setups, public land hunts. That's where we're at.